Okay, friends, let's make a cranky. We have all our materials, our box, our paper, our um, little sticks, our chopsticks or pencils, and some tape and scissors. Now we're ready to begin. I want to make sure you have a box that is big enough for your cranky. You want to make sure that you have a big open space on one side. You can cut it open, or maybe you have a door like mine happens to have a big door that opens, and I can put a light there. And the other side has a big solid shape to cut out our window. Okay, you don't want to cut your window out of a box that's all in pieces on one side. The next part is you're going to open up your box, or not open it, you're going to put it on a piece of paper so you can make sure you have the right size paper. Put the corner bottom together with the corner bottom of the box. Match up, line it up so the side of the box matches with the side of the paper, and then trace your box on your paper. So it's the same, you're tracing the size of the box. Now we're going to cut out that rectangle shape so that you have a rectangle the same size as your box. Okay, so just very carefully cut on the line that you just made. And you can use one hand to turn the paper, one hand to open, close to cut the paper. Okay, I see how I turned the paper instead of trying to turn my hand with the scissors. Now I'm ready for the next part. The next step is we're going to take our paper that we just put on our, oops, sorry, I'm skipping a part. This part is our next part. Okay, so now, oops, yes, that's the paper, that's the right size. Okay, start again. Okay, so now you have to take that paper you just cut out and you're going to fold it up. You put it on top of the box, fold it up so you have a little space at the top for the bottom, a little space at the top. This is going to be your window. So you're folding their paper to make it the size you want for the window, to cut out a window on your box. So I make a little space on this side, and I'm going to fold it over a little bit on this side. So I have a space on two sides, and I turn it over, and that's where the window will go on my box, and that's how big I want my window to be. So you get that ready, then you can call a grown-up to help you, because you definitely need a grown-up to cut out your window. Okay, I don't want you guys doing that on your own. Get a grown-up to help you to cut out the window. You can do this part, you trace it. You can use a marker or a pencil, whatever works good on your box, to trace your window just exactly where you want your window to be on your box. And then you can say, hey, helper, mommy, daddy, somebody who's helping me, please cut out this rectangle window for me. And it should look something like this. Here's my window for my box. Okay, nice and cut out by a grown-up. Now we can take our box that has the window already cut out, and we're going to put our first chopsticks in to hold the paper in place. That's the job of these chopsticks, is to hold the paper in place. So you want to put it in a place where you can see. I'm going to rewind it a little bit so you can see. It should be behind that little wall, behind the window. So you can't see it in the window. You see it, you don't see it. This is kind of hidden. So I'm going to take my stick and make a mark so I know where I want this stick to go. And you're going to put one stick on each side. And you can take a sharp pen or a sharp pencil, or maybe your chopstick, and you're going to poke a hole close to the corner, close to the front. And these are the chopsticks that are going to hold your paper close to the front of the box, of the window. And then you can, here I'm going to show you how I used a sharp pen, and I push and turn. Take your time. Push and turn and push and turn. When the screws is very strong, maybe it'll take you a little longer. It took me longer. It's just I didn't video that part. So push and turn until you get your chopstick in on both sides like that. And then you're not done. Now you've got to poke holes near the bottom so that you can have the chopsticks go all the way through so they don't move all over the place when they're holding your paper. Okay, so you can make sure they're straight and then use a pencil or a pen to mark where they go at the bottom, and you will poke holes at the bottom. And now, if you want, you don't have to do this part, but if you're making a very long story, you might want to add sticks to the back of your box. You measure back about 3 inches, and you're going to make a mark where your paper will go for the other sticks for the back. Now, this part is kind of optional. You could just have the first 2 sticks if you have a short story, but if you have a very long story with a long piece of paper, it might be good to have these 2 poles that kind of sit behind the front to roll up the paper on. So you see, I put it about 1 inch over and 3 inches down, but it depends on your box. Just put it where you think it'll work best, close to the side and close to the back of your cranky. Okay, and now we are going to make our holes again. Push and turn and push and turn to make the holes. There's my nice sharp pen. You might have to look around in your house and see if you have one. Push and turn it so that you can make a hole for the second sticks. And the same thing again, you're going to do it to the bottom. You're going to make sure they're straight and mark a little dot in each spot and make a hole for the bottom of the sticks too, so that they will not move around. So now your cranky is just about done and ready for the paper. When you pick your paper for your cranky, maybe you have a couple different kinds of paper. You can see which one, hold it up to the light, looks nice, and check out your crayons, your markers, your paint, which one is opaque and translucent, so you can plan what will you use. Will you use crayon? Like this is crayon, this is marker. What will you use that looks really nice and translucent? Or if you want something opaque that doesn't go through the light, that doesn't shine through, how will you do that? And then finally, you're ready to make your cranky story. And when you have cut out your papers to fit, and you should have at least 4 papers, a cover paper, the beginning paper, the beginning of the story, the middle paper, the number 2 paper, the middle of the story. Maybe that's when something really exciting happens. There's a problem in the story. And then finally, your last paper. Number 3, your end paper. How will you solve the problem in your story? Okay, and I can write on top of this because this paper is a little bit bigger than the one that's going in my cranky. So we'll do the next part. This is part 1. I'll show you how to put the paper in, and once we finish making our stories in class. See you guys next time. Bye.